Whew, you guys, I think I know what it feels like to actually hibernate. You know how like bears and whatever other animals go away for the winter time and then emerge all skinny in the springtime because they've been sleeping and what have you. So that's what I'm feeling like here. That's what I'm feeling like. Um, I have not been out on a hike in probably a little bit more than a month. Here in San Antonio, it has been cold for Texas, but very cold, rainy, cloudy, as you can see, like nothing but clouds. And I'm just like, geez, like it takes everything in me to just motivate myself to get out to hike. I'll walk for exercise, but to really get out there and like become one with the earth, no, it just hasn't been happening. Do a big bear yawn and get back to it, right? So today I'm starting out at San Antonio Botanical Garden. I was trying to go live on YouTube, but I guess they're telling me I'm not popular enough to go live on mobile. I can go live on webcam and something else they said, but I can't go live on mobile. Anyway, we'll get there. Just out here today hanging out at San Antonio Botanical Garden. I did a video here, like one of my very first posts. I think it was a short, but I did a video here last summer. Gorgeous property, gorgeous everything. But what brought me back here today is the fact that they are having an exhibit on orchids. And orchids are my absolute favorite plant. Like, it doesn't even matter what color it is. I love all orchids. I love the fact that they're easy to maintain. They're gorgeous, beautiful plants. So we are going to check out the orchid demonstration area, display area, and see what they have going on there. See if there's anything new from last summer. So today it is a very balmy, about 73 degrees out today. Sprinkling just a little bit, but come hella high water, I was getting out. I was going to get out and do something. So here we are. I'll bring you guys back up in a little bit. And then also, I'm thinking, with all this overcast, cloudy situation that's been going on pretty much all winter, I feel like I have like a tad of seasonal depression. Like, I don't know. You know how you just have to force yourself to do things? That's what I've been feeling. And I'm like, it has to be the weather. It has to be the cloud cover and the lack of sunlight. Because on those sunny days when I'm outside, it's almost like I'm sitting there just recharging. I'll just kind of put my shades on and just stand in the sun and recharge, and I just feel 100% better. I can't wait for spring. Spring will bring the sunlight, but what it also brings is the heat, right? So considering it's only 70 something degrees today, that's beautiful. But when the spring and the summer comes, this time of day, which is about 1 p.m., would be unbearable. Like unbearable. You'd have to be inside somewhere. So anyway, you take the good with the bad. That's life. Here, we're headed to the orchids first. After the orchids, then we'll see what else is interesting to look at and blooming at the end of winter. All right, so we're walking through the rose garden right now. During the summertime, there were lots and lots of blooms, and not so much right now, which is to be expected at the end of the winter. It's still very pretty though. They do a great job at landscaping here. Those look like the cabbages from the Cabbage Patch Kids. That looks like kale. Like the purple kind. I could be mistaken though. All right, so we're about to walk into the first orchid exhibit. I'm excited. I hope it's like really good. Like really good. By the way, admission is $18 during the week. On the weekend, it's $20. And they do give military and senior discounts. Look at that. I have never seen this orchid before. Like, it literally looks completely exotic. It's another one, super exotic looking. Then we have our more traditional ones. Hawaii Island Love. What a fitting name. It's gorgeous. This one's called Wildcat. Smaller blooms, but very pretty. Almost intricate. It looks like it was painted. Look at that display. That is perfect. With that Spanish moss. Let me step back here. Oh, that is just gorgeous. That is actually a great design idea. Beautiful. These plants look fake. They look absolutely fake. They're so beautiful. Here's another display here. Now I get this one a lot. H-E-B has it quite often. That color scheme is absolutely gorgeous. No, that is just something special. Look at that. Are you okay? Some koi fish in here. Again, an excellent job at just displays and landscaping. It is beautiful. It feels like a rainforest, but we're inside a structure. It's beautiful. All right, I think we've seen all we need to see in that exhibit. It looks like there's 4 different exhibits. So we just came from that one right there. So I think we're gonna go off to the right, make a little loop here, so we get to see all the flowers. So we are walking into another exhibit. I'm not sure what the name of this building right here is called. Let's see. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let me just show you what's going on in here. Orchids everywhere you look. Sounds like they have some construction going on in here. So if you hear a lot of loud banging, just know that they're beautifying the place, okay? Ignore it, no problem. We've come to a roadblock. All right, last time I was here, that was wide open with a second level, and that second level had lots to look at. But we'll turn around, go back out, look for the next scenic opportunity. It's called a Zambia palm. Very interesting. Oh, it says it has an intricate woven pattern of interlocking spines on the trunk. Native of Haiti. Next exhibit. Who does not love a good waterfall? It's just so peaceful. Look at the color pattern on that one. This looks like the highest point of the botanical garden because I'm looking at all these buildings and things around me. Very pretty. Oh, I can actually see downtown from here. So yeah, this is the highest point of the garden. All right, my OGs that watch me know that this is my favorite. I actually love prickly pear cactus, but this prickly pear cactus has no spines on it. So it's a spineless prickly pear, which makes sense because I'm in the middle of a walkway right now. Got a lot of kids and things around, so you would not want them getting poked. Now, somebody want to tell me what this is right here? I'm looking for a sign, and I don't see a sign. Let's go around a little bit. There's no description. It looks like roots, maybe from a tree that once stood right there. I don't know. My sunscreen is getting in my eyes, so I'm feeling like my eyes are burning and watering. First world problems, I'll be fine. So this is an example of a house, like maybe in the 1800s here in South Texas. So let's walk in here and see. I wonder if this is like the original, or have they doctored it up some to keep it together. So like literally we're looking at maybe 10 feet. 10 feet wide. And what, about 6 feet deep? And if you look at the walls, you can definitely see the wood. And this is soft right here. So that must be the mud that was used and dried in the sun. You can see all the little sticks sticking out of it. Then when you go to this side of the room, sticks, branches woven into the mud to make it more structurally sound. But think about how much work went into this. Like, we have it easy, man. One window that was recently manufactured, but you get the idea. When you think about how easy we have it in comparison to how things used to be, you know, people back in the 1800s, early 1900s really knew what hard work was, like really knew. We can't even imagine the amount of steps they would take in the day, the amount of grit that went into just daily living, you know. It makes me grateful for what I have. All right, so for all you bird watchers out there, it's definitely not me. I mean, they're cute and all, but I'm just not a birdie type person. They have a whole bird exhibit I'm gonna show you here. All right, so we are looking at actual benches to sit all over the room. Benches and fans for your comfort to watch these birds. So you can see them over there bathing and hanging out. Great concept. They'll definitely always come. I'm sure there's probably some feeders somewhere around here. And if you look down here, just in case you don't know what you're looking at, here is a book chock full of information and pictures of all the birds that frequent this area. How cool. Love the concept. I might sit here for a second and hang out. So I always wondered what these were. They're called cypress roots. Let me show you. I'm sure you've seen them before. But they're right at the lake's edge. And they're these little roots sticking up. Now the sign says that the idea is that these roots reside just underneath the water and stick up to get air. Basically bring more air to the roots that are submerged. But it's a interesting dynamic to see all these little roots popping up around these trees over here. Yeah, cypress roots. So I found another old home. This is a little bit of an upgrade from kind of the last mud hut that I showed you. They're calling this a log cabin, but still mostly authentic from what I can see. And it's made of cedar and a couple of other things, but mostly cedar. So, actually, let me turn this camera around before I even walk in here. Ooh, this is nice. Like, I could spend the weekend in here. And if you can smell the cedar, it's almost intoxicating. It is just the best smell. I love cedar. Look at that. this is definitely the original wood. And if you look in between, the wood pieces are held together by dried mud, kind of like the other house. Now this house does have a fireplace, so they got a little fancy in here. This definitely looks like an upgrade from the last one that I saw. And then look at the little skylight up there. Now, of course, the windows, I'm sure, are not the original windows. But just the craftsmanship that goes into something like this, you know, they didn't have power tools, just normal general stuff that we have today to work with. There was none of that back in the 1800s. So these people are literally blood, sweat, and tears building for their homes. I mean, building for their families. And then if you look at the outside of the house, if you look at, this is what's between the planks. So again, you can see this dried mud, and it looks like everything that you would see in dirt. All the things just dried. And then look how the planks are interwoven together. I don't know, I just find it fascinating. It just makes me grateful for what I have and what I don't have to do. Or maybe it's a blessing and a curse, right? Because I'm sure those people from back then are a lot hardier than we are. If our grocery stores shut down or we didn't have public utilities, we'd have a big problem, wouldn't we? Here's a well right here. A traditional looking well. And of course it's caged so that no one tries to jump in there and get themselves into trouble. Just the idea of having to live off the land and create everything that you own, literally create it. Just very, very interesting, almost mind-boggling, because it's so foreign to us modern day folks, right? Anyway, rant over. I'll bring you guys back up in a sec. All right, last house I'm gonna show you. At least I think this is the last house I'm gonna show you. But this one says it's titled Hill Country Home. And it was built in Fredericksburg back in 1849. Fredericksburg, Texas, that is. So let's go take a look. Ooh, now this is definitely fancy. We have multiple rooms in here. Little step down. Looks like this room was probably used to store things from the elements, maybe like some firewood or something like that. We turn around, go back up the step, and to the right, look at these dimensions. We're stepping up into here. Oh, see this, now this is fancy. Like, this is 1800s fancy. And then they cut a little panel right here so we can see what's holding the structure up. And that old wood. Again, with now this feels more like concrete. Concrete and rock. So that tells me that this was definitely a more, I guess, affluent type family, or maybe not affluent, just a family with more resources, because this one's different. The building materials in here are an upgrade. And we'll go out the back door. Very cool. Okay, so last time I was here, I walked past this area, but I didn't stop. So this is a conceptual water-saving community. It shows you what the possibilities could be if you wanted a water saver community, you know, at your own home. But specifically, it says the plants are drought resistant, and when in bloom, the cool colored flowers of this landscape attract pollinators and wildlife. Water versus the biodiversity, which makes this a very sustainable community, I guess. But again, it's conceptual. So on that roof right there, I don't know if you can see it, but there's some green stuff growing up there. So that would be whatever that you like to eat that's green. I'm thinking maybe some lettuce for myself, or maybe even some carrots or something like that. All right, so for this side, they're calling this the Petra House. And the Petra House showcases succulents, dry land grasses, and perennial colors. These are arid plants that can tolerate the harshest of conditions. And the walls of the home are built out of rammed earth. I've never heard of rammed earth, R-A-M-M-E-D. And eco-friendly material. So again, the possibilities, right? But very cool. Little water tower right there. All right, so it says, Bienvenida a este lugar mágico. I think that means welcome to magic, or a magical garden. Yeah, maybe. Anyway, I'm sure you guys will tell me. It's beautiful though. Okay, they have a restaurant here called Jardín, which is giving very bougie. Yes, like I said, it's giving very bougie. I don't know how the food is. Oop. Not an exit. Well, we're gonna try to exit. Oh, can we go out this way? Okay, don't mind me trying to navigate these little gates here. So yeah, they are open from 9 to 4 daily. And there's a bar in there, and it looks like they have full menus with like wine and all the kickback type of stuff. So they have a children's area here that is well worth the visit, like 10 out of 10. I'm not going to take you in there, but they have everything from sand play to all the different plant structures, miniature size everything, very colorful, just a great place for kids. You get the idea. All right, about to wrap it up. We're headed to the gift shop right now. See if they have something nice in there. Off to the side over here, I'm looking at lots of different types of plants. No orchids though, but other plants that you can purchase